Hey to all my queen, kings, and things. Yep, this your girl Queen Dee where Dee said it. I got a lot on my mind, and I had to come dressed right for this fight. We're all watching it together. I'm calling all my Black Panthers. I'm calling all my prayer warriors. I'm calling all hands on deck. I need your eyes, ears, and your mouths to be in place. We have a black kid that we need to defend that's now a young adult. I can't understand why there has been absolutely, literally, not enough coverage on this story. I don't know why this wasn't something in the national news. I don't understand why I had to get something like this emailed to me. I don't understand why when I look at timeline after timeline after timeline, I don't know why I keep looking at P. Diddy. I don't know why every time I turn around, all I can see is Trump. I can't even peek around the corner without seeing Kamala. All the things that matter but really don't matter, it's getting all the attention. What happened to our youth? This is a college student trying to be better. This is a college student trying to have something. I don't care if he's the first black kid that make it through swimming. What was the motive for this other than a hate crime? I don't know what the stats or statistics was on this kid while in college, but I can tell you this: something motivated these white Caucasians to carve the N word on his chest. They have not been charged with a hate crime. You have to be kidding me. The last time I used profanity was July 17, 2022. Didn't you hear me just a second ago? I almost slipped. After being charged with a felony for something I know I didn't do. After being charged with trespassing somewhere I know I didn't do. I didn't do that there. It wasn't trespassing. To be falsely arrested and falsely accused of something. Sit on house arrest for 5 or 6 months. I'm charged with a crime that I didn't do. Now we have 2 Caucasian kids out there with no hate crime charges. Where is the rallies at for this? I have heard no protest on this. We're going to dissect this story together. And we need to get some justice for our kid. September 19th. A lot of y'all didn't remember the date. Nope, I didn't even put a video together yet. Hey, Sun Kiss, thank you for being ears as always and my eyes. And I know you got me in this story. Hey, Miss Donna, I know you got me in this story. Hey, all my loyal subscribers. As of September 19th, just like I promised, house arrest box, it's over. When the Lord got you, then what are you worried about? Y'all can follow whoever y'all want to follow, but I'm telling you, when you blessed and you're highly favored, there's nothing you can do. There's nothing. September 19th, Sun Kiss, leave it in the description. Let them know. It was September 19th, right, Sun Kiss? It can all drop. Charges dropped, dismissed. Young lady had to call in and admit it on. I lied on her. I told her LIE she didn't touch me. I walked in the courtroom. I wasn't in there 3 seconds. As soon as I floated through the door, attorney called me over. Public defender, that is, because I told y'all I didn't do it. Little girl called in, signed papers and everything to admit and own that I didn't do it. I'm on the next journey to this. The Lord did not just sit me down for no reason. It's me looking at stories like this and making everybody understand that we have a true problem in this world. There's a true problem. I had a charge falsely charged against me. 2 of them. And they were eager to charge me, sit me in jail, have me bond out, get a car out of towing, then throw me on house arrest 2 weeks later. I got charged with things I didn't do. And you're telling me we have 2 Caucasian kids with the eyewitness telling us all that. They just carved the N-word in me, and they obviously bragged about it, talked about it, thought it was cute. The swim team, some members of the swim team went back and told it. But I got charged for something I didn't do. Whatever it was a misdemeanor. They charged me with a felony. Do you know it's on my record? These 2 young men, they got a, whatever they took, a plastic ware, a knife cutter, whatever. They carved it in his chest. Imagine if it wasn't even a box cutter. Imagine if it was something plastic. So you dug and dug and dug in this child's skin until you got the first N. But I want to know, how hard did you dig to get the line on the end first? Because you got to have 3 of them. DOJ, Department of Justice, complaint against the police department and also against the judge that even threw me on house arrest with no justified cause, never even gave me a reason why. There was injustice. Why am I telling you my story incorporated with his? I got charged. I got actually charged 3 times because then I got house arrest. And don't forget, on September 19th, I walked in the courtroom. She didn't do it. Young lady called and admitted, signed paperwork. She lied. The bad part about it is they didn't even call me prior to, because I'm sure she did not sign that paperwork on September 19th. So I still sat on house arrest days after all of this was done. Are you kidding me? And you're telling me that these 2 boys were not charged with hate crimes yet? Make it make sense to me. We need to stand for something, or we're going to fall for anything. My challenge just started again. I'll give you the update and the specifics on what we're going to do to make sure that we get justice. Justice.
I can't believe that something like this would happen.
Tonight, questions around what happened at Gettysburg College. Officials now investigating what may have been a racially motivated incident. Good evening. I'm Valerie Pritchett.
I'm Alicia Richards. So glad you're with us. Gettysburg College tells us the student who allegedly scratched a racial slur into another student is no longer enrolled at the college. Ireland Viscount is here with our update tonight. Ireland.
I'm beyond angry. I am mortified. I am furious, horrified, confused, and most of all, disappointed at what's happened.
It was just shocked. We haven't really had any sort of events like that happen. And it's just like a shocking thing that just came out of complete nowhere.
The family of the victim sent a statement to the Gettysburgian, the Gettysburg student newspaper, saying on the evening of Friday, September 6th, our son became the victim of a hate crime.
From what I know, the N-word was carved, etched with a box cutter into the bare skin of a colored member of the swim team. One of the only colored members, by someone who they thought was a friend, someone who they could trust.
The family statement confirms this and says it was etched across his chest. Last week, the college said plastic or ceramic tool was used to scratch the slur into the student's body.
I can't fathom as to why someone would go to that length, as to why a monster like this, and there's no more appropriate term to use, would do this to someone else. A person, a human being.
Rosario says he's from Kensington, Philadelphia.
AKA what a lot of people call Zombie Town because of the drug epidemic going on at the moment. But now I can say I probably felt more safe there than here with what just happened.
The college sharing a statement from them and the family. It says in part, a heinous act can serve as a transformative moment for Gettysburg College to live up to its ideals of diversity, inclusion, and justice. We pray that together we can arouse a collective conscience, promoting healing and help bring about justice for our son and the rest of the Gettysburg College community. A criminal complaint has not been filed with the Gettysburg Police. The department says the victim has decided to let the...
On this story, because you've seen how short the initial news story was. So I had to keep digging a little bit because whoever sent this to me only sent me like something partial. Don't make me do too much work, because y'all know when y'all make me do works, like, you know, when I got to work this hard right here, you know, there's never a good outcome. Make me have to go and change my clothes. I don't think I'm dressed right for this fight. I found this little short version of it. Y'all know where I'm going when I say short. Gettysburg College student, again, allegedly carved racial slurs with a box cutter. See, this time it's a box cutter onto another student's chest. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to do this because for some reason this video is 30 seconds long, 34 seconds long.
I was honestly really shocked. I mean, this school has no place for incidents like that. And you know, when I heard about it, I couldn't believe it.
Pretty disgusted. It's just kind of sad. Like that stuff still happens today. Like even though like you know, we talk about all the time, like, you know, having inclusion and like not doing that type of stuff anymore. You know, it's 2024. You know, you can't be doing that stuff, and it's just sad to see that people still think that way and act that way, and it's just can't have that.
In this section, this is where the victim's family speaks out on racially charged hate crime at Gettysburg swim team. So I'm just going to read just a little bit of this, and we're going to go from there. And at the bottom, we're going to scroll down because if I'm not mistaken, I think there's comments there. Yeah, there are comments because I had that posted in the other video. So let's just read just a little bit of what the family had to say. But guess what? There's no kind of video or audio of this. The only thing that they have posted for the family, voila, is what the queen have to read to you. So let's just pray I know how to read pretty well. Because clearly, I don't know how to I don't know about the charges. Because there are none. On Friday afternoon, the family of the student who had a racial slur cut into their body at an official school social gathering of swim team members contacted the Gettysburgian to publicize their statement on the incident, saying their son was the victim of a hate crime. They said the incident occurred 2 weeks ago on Friday, September 6th, at a men's swim team gathering, social gathering. There they say that the perpetrator, who the victim trusted, used a box cutter to cut the N-word on his chest. They also said that the victim was the only person of color at the gathering. The incident was first reported on Wednesday at the Gettysburgian. Contacted the college for comment. Additionally, the students who are dismissed from swim team activities amid the college investigation to the incident includes the victim. Wait a minute. Additionally, the students who are dismissed from the swim team activities amid the college investigation into the incident includes the victim. What the hell? What the this is crazy. So the victim, okay. The Gettysburgian agreed to publish the family statement anonymously to protect their identity. Their statement in its entirety and unedited is published below. So this is why I couldn't, even in the other video, I couldn't bring you the name of the young man who had the N-word carved in his chest with a box cutter. That's why there's no name or anything like that. But, I mean, you couldn't even blur out them. Or you couldn't have someone come on and read this out loud so it could be some sort of video. But, I mean, hey, I guess I'm too tedious and technical. Two weeks ago, on the evening of Friday, September 6th, our son became the victim of a hate crime. The incident took place at the gathering swim team. It's important to know that he was the only person of color at this gathering. This was committed by a fellow student athlete, someone who considered his friend, someone who he trusted. This student used a box cutter to etch the N-word across his chest. In less than 48 hours after the incident, our son was interviewed by members of the coaching staff and summarily dismissed, not suspended, from the swim team. The punitive action was taken prior to the commencement of the Office of Student Rights and Responsibilities on investigation. This does not appear to have followed the policies and procedures stated in the Gettysburg College Student Athlete Manual. You damn right it's not. I mean, first of all, okay, I'm having some problems here. And we're only on part of the statement. As we wait to discuss the decision made by college staff, the harm continues without much relief. Media outlets continue to perpetrate misinformation stemming from an act of racial animus. In the same vein, isolation that pairs with being isolated from many in the Gettysburg College community that he had come to trust deepens the harm. We want to be clear. We want to be clear that we understand that an investigation should not be rushed. We support a fair and thorough investigation. To this end, we appreciate the standardized procedures and protocols that are in place. We know that they are meant to ensure that the rights and responsibility of all parties involved are maintained and protected. At the same time, we have been proactive in seeking redress through other parties. Complaints citing racial discrimination, harassment, and lack of due process have been filed with the NAACP Harris chapter and the NAACP Pennsylvania Conference. We have also filed a similar complaint with the Pennsylvania Commission on Human Relations. We are well aware that we retain the right to pursue local, state, and federal criminal charges in this matter. Something is wrong. At the same time, we have been proactive in seeking, okay, I've read that one, I apologize right here. We have come forward now with this statement in the expectation that it will add clarity, not stir controversy as we struggle to comprehend the nightmare that haunts our son and our family. We remain hopeful that the Gettysburg College officials will maintain transparency and execute a just application of its rules. This is horrible. I'm trying to read it to you because I'm processing in my head and I'm also reading. And while I'm reading, I'm also thinking, and I'm saying to myself, this isn't right. So in other words, this further deepens my thoughts as to why there's no footage here, because the college has no footage here either. The college basically is trying to blow this under the rug. Our son had other choices where he could mature intellectually, socially, and spiritually and achieve his athletic goals. He chose Gettysburg College and his swim program because he felt at home on this campus. Indeed, we appreciated how we were welcomed by other swim team parents, swimmers, and coaching staff. It appeared to be the right choice on several levels. For the sake of our son's well-being, we are attempting to address the recent challenges by mirroring our son's spirit of humility and courage. Of course, he's humiliated. I mean, and this is where I'm going to stop at, and I'm going to put the letter here where you can actually come in. If you want to read this letter, I'll make sure that I have an empty copy of it here so that you can also read it. I mean, this honestly is not right. This just further lets me know I'm on the right path, because I could not understand for the life of me why was there no footage or coverage on this story. But I'm gonna go ahead and keep moving because I've already addressed that in the other video, and I might have already addressed it in this video. Y'all see, I had to come back to y'all Panther style again. At the end of the day, I'm calling all prayer warriors. I'm calling all Black Panther. I'm calling all activists. This need to get some national coverage and recognition. We need to get some justice for this young man, or he's going to be humiliated for the rest of his life. He went to college for education. He went to college so he could start his career. He went to college because he know that it's time to be a man, because when I was a child, I did childish things. But once I became a man, I had to put those childish things behind me. Now he got to keep reliving a part of his life that shouldn't have even been there. So the college is actually waiting. The parents and the victim is actually waiting on the college. Because in my last segment, you'll see where I mentioned the police is involved. But the police said the victim is saying that they're waiting on the college because the college said that they're going to do their own investigation. I mean, what type of investigation do you need? What do you need? The box cutter, or you need his fingers? You got the witness. You got the bruises. You got the marks. I mean, this is... How could you ever get past someone taking a box cutter and engraving, carving the word in however they spelled it on him? How would he ever be able to get past that, even with a tattoo? This needs more recognition. This needs more criminal charges. And this needs more voices. I'm only one big mouth. I'm a chatterbox, but I can't do it all by myself. I've traveled so much in, protest over and over and over again for these type of rights. Let's see what some of the comments have to say. Doug Marrick, September 21st. The victim and his family are being quite reasonable. They are. I hope the college handled this matter correctly and brings credit to the school, unlike the prior president whose actions damaged the school in numerous ways. Betty. This incident must be thoroughly investigated, duh. The College for Justice is not left to the student or his parents. The challenge for justice is not left to the student or his parents, but to the officers of Gettysburg College. Not true. Partially yes, but 99% no. What do you mean, dumbass? The challenge for justice is not left to the student or his parents. Why would it not be the challenge? Why would it not be left to the student? Unless I'm understanding this wrong. It is left to the student, because guess what? If the student and his parents chose not to press charges, if the student and his parents chose not to come forward, if the student and his parents chose not to put this letter out of their statement, what do you mean? Right now, what the victim decided to do was leave it in the hands of the college to see if they're going to do the right thing. So I'm going to move on from this dumbass comment. Dumbass Betty. That's why her name is Bakerer. What about the previous president are you referring to? I mean, I thought about that too, but at least he had a little bit of common sense. But Derek said Hogan's hero could have been a very teachable episode. See, this is when people go to get silly like this, it moves me on. Let's see 6 letters. Go ahead and have someone, let's see 6 letters, okay? Go ahead and have someone you trust carve 6 letters into your chest with a box cutter. See how far he gets before you decide he should stop. Hey, Jerome, I'm not understanding you. Let's see 6 letters. Okay, we see the 6 letters. Go ahead and have someone you trust carve 6 letters into your chest with a box cutter. Okay, you lost me right there. Because who would just allow that? I mean, I can't wait till the rest of the story, but from what the family posted, this is not something that the victim decided he wanted. This seems like something that was forced on him. So I get what you're saying at one point, but the someone you trust is one thing. He trusted them and he went to the party. Carve 6 letters into your chest with a box cutter. See how far he gets before he decides he should stop. It wasn't a decision, seemed like. I mean, I wish we could hear more from the victim, but again, according to what the family put out as a statement, this wasn't a choice. So I'm gonna bump you on this one too. My thoughts precisely. Something seems off here. We're not getting the whole exactly, because for him to even make this statement, like, are you saying that the victim was down with part of it and not the other? I'm sorry, Jerome. I don't know. We need to get some more clarity here. This is an outrage, says Ann. This is an outrageous crime, and I want the victim and his family to know that the Gettysburg community, including professors and alumni, should support you and do everything we can to make sure you feel part of this family. I don't think that's going to happen, Ann. You should feel at home on the swim team. How, Ann? He probably was already had a lot of anxiety and just wasn't telling anybody. In class with your peers and anywhere around Gettysburg, the same way I felt as a student. Any person who would hurt or perpetrate hate toward you or others in such a way is not and should not be a part of Gettysburg community. But not being just a part of Gettysburg community, and do you think he should be also a part of the jail criminal system? I think he should take his whack ass to jail, and he should be charged with a hate crime, and he need to sit in there the way black people had to do. Like I had to be charged with a felony. Yep, bringing it up for something I didn't do, and what else proof do you need, Ann? I'm with you, but I think this is going to be a hard pill for the victim to follow and even reciprocate from you, because already there's no justice. So, Ann, what I would like for you to do, I would like for you to go back to your school. I would like for you to start some sort of protest, get some people together from the school, and you guys need to stand out there and protest to why has there not been any criminal charges as a hate crime filed against this young man, 1 or 2, because I heard 2. Now y'all trying to say 1. The problem with it is, even with 1, nothing has happened. I mean, just sending him away from your school is not enough. It's not justified. And I'm just wondering if there can't be criminal charges. I'm wondering, did any of this swim meet with everybody? Did it start because of a school function? That's right there is where it's going to be the thin line as to whether how far a college could be involved. So we need to make sure we pay attention to that, family. I mean, if they just was hanging out, oh, we're going to get together as a swim team and we're going to do this and do that. If it started from there, I don't know if the conversation started from school, can they carry that on and hold a school accountable? I know normally when it's a fight, when there's an argument that started at the school and then there's a fight off campus, the school still technically is held accountable because of where it started from. So I don't know in this case whether or not it's just a bunch of kids, they're out of school right now and they decided, hey, let's get together because we're going to have fun and party. If that's the case, then I don't see how a college or a school can be held accountable. But if it was something dealing with the swim team activity, then yes, they could be held accountable. But the flip side to that, college, is if you know that you can't be held accountable, why don't you send these people on to where they need to go? Because clearly all you did was dismiss the kid from school. If everything else is out of your control, we need to keep this moving. Stop prolonging and stalling. I hope that you can rest a little easier knowing that you have some Gettysburg family support, even if we cannot go back in time to prevent such a... Listen, ma'am. It is an atrocity. The problem with this atrocity is this. It's already happened. And because it already happened from someone or some peoples that this young man trusted, what makes you think you guys, anybody there will be a family to him? Come on, don't be stupid. I appreciate your comment, though. I hate to be rough with you, but I mean, if you're going to text this, text right. Let's not jump to conclusions. Remember Tawana Brawley. Remember her quote when a TV interviewer asked her if Sharpton was manipulating her. Ain't nobody gonna Yes, Tawana Bradley, how typical and relevant. You dragged up a name from over 30 years ago. Correct. Congratulations on your concern, troller. I hope you were well paid. And that's what my point was. That's why you notice I just scooted past it. So you're going to bring us something up from decades ago versus someone that's outright has done something, a hate crime against someone because there's the writing on him. His family, I mean, if he come out to not be telling the truth, then yes, I'm going to look at this story differently. But the fact that he's already gone through his family, and clearly I would hope that his family already clarified that this is the truth. Nothing else happened. You didn't condone this behavior. Why would you be bringing up something from 30, 40, 50, 1,000 years ago when none of us were even born? Exactly. What about autism at this most outrageous? At its most... Good one. Racism seems alive and thriving in my home state. Very disturbing. Thank you, Margaret. Because these two knuckleheads right here, they want to come up with something so stupid and heinous. Important to investigate the facts. Interview the other boys that were there. Did that really happen? I hope the full story comes out. We want the full story to come out too. But here's my thing on that. Why is it okay when something like this happens to a white person? It's just outright believable. There can't be any cracks or holes in the story. But when it comes to our black community, black people, black voices, black women, black men, why do we always get second, third, fourth, and fifth? We can never just tell you a story and that's our story and we're sticking with it. We always got to go through all this other stuff in order for us to be believed. I really don't want to hear what Walter the Whale have to say, only because I know what I went through. And everybody I told my story to, in the back of my mind and in the bottom of my gut, the first thing I said is they don't believe me. I know they didn't. But guess what? You don't have to believe me, but I could tell you who do. This right here. This all my body footage. I'm free. I'm no longer on house arrest. She admitted it. But it was hard to believe that in front. You know why? Because I'm 6'2". I'm a flashy, classy person. There's no way this little pregnant girl would even touch you. We got to overextend and keep going and lose energy and breath when we're telling the truth. But any of the other side of it, they say anything and we're supposed to believe them. Y'all go back and look at the stories of how many people done killed their kids and lied about it. How many people done claimed that they were kidnapped and lied about it? What was the actual race? Stop. I don't even want to go into race, but we all know this is about race. Because if it wasn't about race, the N-word wouldn't have been carved on him. Why you didn't carve the word swimming on him? Good point, Walter. Lots of false news out there. Well, this ain't no false news. This from the family. Walter is a fake. If his name is really even Walter. That's my point. If some of you doubt this even happened, or we should not jump to conclusions, surely we know that you are not black living in America. Thank you, Lisa. Too many cases like Tawana Brawley to not be cautious. I don't want to have to even start digging up white names, so I'm going to keep going. If that were the case, that this is some widespread rampant issue warranted us to not believe any black person who says a crime was committed against them, you wouldn't be referencing someone from over 30 years ago. Why? Yo, many. Other than one anomaly from 30 years ago, I can't name another one, can you? Thank you, Papa Doe. Duties. Obviously, you did zero research behind the infamous Brawley hoax, 3 racial hate crime hoax with blacks. Often students claiming attack by white men spring to mind. Jesse Smollett, you of Alabama in the Air Force Academy, and let's not forget the ridiculous nose incident at a NASCAR track, which turned out to be a simple garage door pull. If I wanted to do your work for you, I could locate numerous others. Twisted. They so tongue twisted till it's becoming a tongue twisting tangler from the school. It's something not right. And I'm appalled at the police department too, because if they wanted to get to the bottom of whether or not this was a hoax, if they wanted to get down to the bottom of whether or not this is a hate crime, if they wanted to get down to the bottom of whether or not it was the truth, why would even they be waiting on the college? But either way it go, we worried about whether Trump get in office with his 15 ambushes of assassination. But we believe that. Or we got to watch whether or not Kamala should be in office because she letting all the immigrants in. But we believe that too. But then you got someone here that's saying that a swim team, I mean, we, at this point, I want to get to the bottom of whether or not it's true or not. Because if this is true, that means we done stepped a whole lot of decades back, because now all we need to do is grab box cutter and engrave stuff like that on a person's flesh. This is your girl, Queen Didi, with Didi Said It. I say like, share, comment, subscribe. If you don't do anything else, I say get to know me. But if you don't do anything else, I say learn the laws in your area. When you see something, say something. Something like this happens, if you know someone who's down with this type of behavior, or even if they were going along with this is not funny. It's not funny for people that's been fighting for rights for a long time. Hey, I'm one of those people. I've not only been fighting for rights for a long time, the last 5 or 6 months, I had to literally fight for my own rights. And finally got them back, and I'm still not done fighting, because I still feel like I'm on house arrest inside, because I still did not get. I didn't get anything that I should have gotten out, especially justice, only that I'm free. But justice has to keep coming for me. Just like if this did happen to this young man, we don't know his name, there's no picture, nothing. And inside, I can understand why this person would be so closed off, because it's an embarrassment. But clearly, something happened. And I would like to get to the bottom of it. I'm going to bring you as much stories of this as I can, if I can find it. This is your girl, Queen Dee Dee.